my beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. So today is just me. Camila's not here, she's at her school. So I just wanted to take some time and update you guys a little bit on what's been going on with us. So Camila has been sick since September. She's been like sick on and off constantly. So let me attach this video here. I had recorded when she was sick last month for like a whole week with fever. I'm gonna attach it here explaining what's going on, and then I'll update you guys. Hello my beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. So today is Friday. ¿Verdad que sí, Camila?
Yeah.
And we are here at Camila's therapy. I got here super early, like 20 minutes early. Her therapy is at 11. But it's like 10:40. But anyways, I just thought I would talk to you guys a little bit. So the month of September has definitely not been our month. Or this week definitely has not been our week at all. So let me tell you guys a little bit about what's been going on. So Camila actually has been sick since last Thursday. So I left work early on Thursday to pick up Camila from daycare because she had a fever and it was kind of high. So I went to pick her up, and then when I got home, my mom is like leaving to Mexico, and I'm like, what the heck, like, you're leaving to Mexico? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, when are you gonna be back? And she's like, I don't know, I have to go do some things. She had to go do some things like on an emergency. And then I was like, oh my gosh, because she helps me in the morning to drop off Camila at daycare, because when I go into work, daycare is closed, so my mom helps me to take her. And then I'm like, shit, like, what am I gonna do? So then I'm like trying to call my sisters or whatever. And then like my sister-in-law offered to help, but like she can't be helping me every day, you know, because she has her kids that she needs to take to school. So anyways, the day that she offered to help, Camila woke up sick still. So she's been having a fever since last Thursday. Her fever cut on this Wednesday, so she had like five or 6 days with fever. And so I had missed work since last Thursday, since when I left early. I went back yesterday, which was Thursday, because her fever cut off and she was like ready to go back to daycare. But then today is her therapy day, and usually Vanessa is the one who takes her, but I don't know what happened, and I guess she fell asleep, or she didn't put her alarm, or I don't know what happened, but she didn't end up coming. So she usually comes to my house before I leave to work. She usually gets there like at 6:15, because I leave my house like at 6:20. So she was not there, so I'm calling her, like blowing her up. She's not answering. I'm like, fuck, like what the hell am I gonna do? Like, I already missed all these days, and now I'm gonna have to miss again because I literally don't have no one to watch my daughter. And one of my aunts could watch her, but like for a few hours, and that was it. So there was no point in her watching her, because then I was gonna be screwed either way. And then she has her therapy today, so I'm like, oh well, like I'm gonna have to call out again. And I actually tried quitting my job this week, because I'm like, dude, they're gonna freaking fire me. Like, they're gonna fire me. I've already called off so many days because my daughter's sick, and then my mom's not here so she can help me. And then like Christian's family works, my family works, everybody works, so it's not like I have someone to stay at home and watch her. So I'm like, I'm gonna just quit, oh well, because they're gonna fire me regardless. But my manager ended up calling me, and she was like, no, like, don't quit, like, we understand, you know, things happen, this and that. But now with today, I'm like so nervous. I'm like, oh my gosh, if it's not one thing, it's another. And then 2 days ago, they killed my friend, they murdered him. It's just been a horrible month for us. So that's pretty much what's been going on. Thought I'd update you guys with our life. And then Camila being sick, so stressful. I've been at home with her, taking care of her. She's on antibiotics. First, I took her first to the doctors, and they were like, oh, it's a virus. They couldn't find anything. She doesn't have ear infection, nothing. So I'm like, alright. So they didn't give her anything. And then I took her to the ER that same day because she like pooped black. And then I was so scared. I'm like, oh my god, like what if something is in the inside? Like what if something's going on? And it didn't look like it was something to eat. It literally looked like it was poop. So that's why I took her to the ER. Well, I called the advice nurse first before I even took her, because I'm like, maybe I'm just like overthinking. And she's like, no, I suggest you take her. But then they did like a stool test where they check if there's blood, and it came out negative. But then the ER doctor was like, oh, her ear's a little red. I'm gonna give you some antibiotics, but don't give it to her unless she starts complaining. So I'm like, okay. So I didn't give it to her. And then like I didn't give it to her that same day because she was not complaining. But then the next day she started complaining of like a headache. So I'm like, maybe that's her ear. So then I started giving it to her. And then on Monday she still had a fever. So that was like Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then on Monday she still had a fever. So I took her back to the doctors. And I'm like, look, they gave her antibiotics. They told me not to give it to her unless she... Monday. No? ¿Ya no quieres? Okay. We have like this whole thing of freaking grapes for the both of us. And then I took her to the ER, and they were like, no, like, I took her to the doctors on Monday again because she obviously had a fever. And they told me on Thursday, like, oh, if by Monday she's not better, then you need to bring her back. So I took her back, and then the doctor was like, well, I'm not really sure, but she kept looking in her ear. She kept looking in her left ear. Oh, ¿quieres nadar? Oh, she wants to go swim. ¿A dónde quieres ir? A ver. A nadar. You're so funny, bebe. So anyway, so I took her back on Monday, right?
Mami.
Monday. Ay, qué hermosa.
Mami.
Monday. Woo. So I took her back on Monday, and then the doctor was like, you know, I'm not sure, but I think it might be an ear infection. So she was like looking, and then she's like, oh yeah, she definitely has an ear infection. And I'm like, oh my god. And then she's like, and she has a throat infection. And I'm like, are you kidding me? So then she's like, yeah, so make sure you be giving her antibiotics. If she's not better by Thursday, then bring her back. And I'm like, oh my gosh. So then on Tuesday she had a fever, and then on Wednesday she had a fever, and then finally Wednesday, like, well, Wednesday morning she still had a fever. Huh. Vámonos. Ok, ahorita vamos a ir con Emily.
No.
Sí, con Emily.
No.
Sí, hoy es therapy.
¿Ah?
Hoy te toca therapy.
¿Ah?
Sí, te toca therapy hoy.
¿Ah?
Uh-huh. So then on Wednesday, like at 3 or 4 in the morning, she woke up with the fever. She woke up kind of crying. She was like, owie, owie. So then I gave her ibuprofen, and then Wednesday morning she still had the fever. But then after that, like, she didn't have fever anymore. So then that's when I took her on Wednesday, and on Thursday I took her to daycare. And then well, today's Friday, and she doesn't have a fever anymore either, but she does have like a cough still. But that's how my week's been going. I've been home all week with my daughter because if it's not one thing, it's another thing. But I enjoy taking care of her and being with her, so that's no problem. And of course my daughter's my priority, so if they have to let me go, then they have to let me go, and oh well. ¿Verdad que sí, Camila? Te amo. So that's pretty much what's been going on, guys. So after therapy, we'll see what we're up to. Pretty much that's what's been going on with Camila. She was sick for like 2 weeks, so well, for a week, and I had to miss work because of that, because I didn't have anyone to help me with her, because my mom had left to Mexico, and then Christian's mom works, everyone works, so yeah. And then besides, you know, she had a fever. I don't feel really comfortable leaving her with anyone else, because who's better to take care of them than yourself, you know, their mom. So yeah, I had to take the days off. I was in and out of the doctors. So then again last week, Camila was sick again. She had a fever. So before she had the fever, actually, okay, so she was sick, right? And then when she was sick, I had returned back to work. And then on Saturday, I felt like a little lump right here on her neck, right? So then I started freaking out. I'm like, what the hell? But then at the same time, I was like, maybe it's just a swollen lymph node since she was sick. And then, but still, I was freaking out because, you know, as a mom, you always just, like, think the worst or start freaking out. So I was freaking out. And, sorry. So that was Saturday night. So on Monday I called and I asked for a same day appointment, and we took her. And then the doctor was like, you know, I think it's just a swollen lymph node. I wouldn't worry unless she continues to get fevers. Then I would worry, because sometimes that would mean cancer. So when she said that, I'm like, oh hell no, like she better not get a fever again, because, you know, I'm gonna start freaking out. And I'm like, it's just a swollen lymph node, thank God. So I was okay, right? I'm like, okay, it's just a swollen lymph node, sorry. So that had happened to me before when I had an earache. I got swollen. So whatever, we went on, and then like that was on Monday, and then on Thursday she had a fever. Thursday night she had a fever the whole night. And then I was like, oh hell no, like. So then I started freaking out, and I'm like, oh hell no, like she said, if she gets a fever again, then to be concerned, you know. So I was freaking out, like I couldn't sleep, I was crying. Christian's like, babe, calm down, like it's nothing, like it's nothing. And then I'm like, oh, it's just, I'm so nervous, like what if it is something, like I'm just freaking out. I literally was freaking out, I had anxiety, like I was just thinking the worst. And Christian's like, babe, you're just thinking too much, like you need to relax. I had to call off work again. So I went to work for 1 week or 2 weeks, and then I had to call out again. So I took her, like, you know what, like I feel so responsible. This is not me, like this is not what I do. I'm like, I'm just gonna turn in my badge. So I had already tried creating, right, like I mentioned in the video, but I'm like, you know, no, like I can't, like this is too much for me. Like I just want to be with my daughter, and I want to take care of her. Like I don't want to be worrying about when I'm at work or having to call off. And me and Christian had already discussed of me staying home, but we had never really, we had said till next year, after we had our second baby. But I was just like, I can't, like this is, like I literally was stressing out. So I took her to the doctor again, and I told the doctor, like, you know, I told her everything from the beginning, since the first time she got the fever. I told her, like, she had a fever for a week on and off, like this is not normal, like I'm just freaking out, literally freaking out. And then I was praying to God, like I literally had like a big old headache that day, the whole day, like for 2 days straight. Like I literally had this, it was horrible. So I took her to the doctors, and the doctor examined her. She's like, like calm, like you need to calm down. Like it's nothing. Like, you know, she seems perfectly fine. She seems healthy. I don't see anything that is concerning. And then she said, is she in daycare? And I said, yes. And she's like, well, when did she start? And I was like, oh, like 2 months ago, 3 months ago. She's like, that's why she's sick. And I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, yeah, so she's not used to being like around all these germs and stuff like that, around all these kids. So usually when kids start like a daycare or somewhere where they're around a lot of people, they tend to get sick often because they're building immunity. Their bodies are building immunities. So then I was like, like I was just thinking, I'm like, is she just saying that? So I'm like, okay. So that made me feel a little better, right? I'm like, okay, so that explains why she's getting sick. But still, like, I told her, I understand that. She's like, and I was like crying, right? I was crying at the doctor's office because like I literally was stressing out. And the doctor was like it's okay, like your daughter seems fine, everything seems fine, like there's nothing for you to worry about. She's like, I would worry like if she starts getting weak, falling and stuff. So actually this day before I took her to the doctor's, I want to tell you guys something real quick. Right in the morning I turned on the TV, right? And I don't know if you guys know, like the Aguilar family, they had a son who had leukemia. And that video popped up. So then I was like, what the hell? So I played it, right? While I was waiting for Camila to wake up. And then she started explaining like how he started acting and like how he was having fevers and all this stuff. So then that freaked me out even more. And if you guys haven't watched them, you guys should watch them. The Aguilars, it was so sad. I was watching that video and I was crying and it stressed me out more. And I don't know why it popped out like on my thing that day. Like it literally made the situation worse. So then I was just like, oh my god, like Camila's having fever. Like I was relating to the video. And I was like, oh hell no, like this cannot be it. Like I literally was freaking out. Like but thank God, and I hope to God that everything is fine with her. She had the fever only that day, but I told Christian, like I'm literally like I'm done. Like I can't be leaving her like for so long, because I go into work at 8 and I work at Hermosa, and that's like on my way there it's only 30 minutes, but on my way home it can be like from 45 to 55 minutes. And to me that's a lot of time, because I leave my house at 6:20, right? I don't get back home till like, depending on how fast I'm driving or like traffic, I get to Camila like at 4:45. The earliest probably like 4:35, and that's because I'm literally like speeding and for some reason there's no traffic. So to me that's a long time that I'm away from her. And like when my mom was, as I was younger, and if you guys don't know, my parents divorced, and my mom was a single mom, because she was a single mom because obviously they were not together, but obviously my dad still helped her and stuff. But like my mom always had to be working because she also had my other brothers, older brothers, who their dad passed away, and she had a house to maintain because my mom, she's a homeowner and it's her house, so she had to maintain the house. And I remember like, most of the time she would be working, and we really wouldn't be with her as much. But it's not because she didn't want to, but it's because she obviously had to maintain the house, which I understand. And I tell Christian, like, I don't want Camila to like, if she has the both of us, I don't want her to like have to feel in the future, or sorry, I get emotional. I don't want her to feel that, what I felt like when my mom was working and stuff. And if I can take care of her, then I want to take care of her. Like, you know, I don't want to miss out in all her stages. And then with that going on of her being sick, it was just all like stressing me out. And then, sorry guys, I get emotional every time I talk about that. But so Christian was like, you know what, fuck it, like just quit. So then I did. I didn't think about it and I went and I quit. And right now, if you guys are wondering where she's at, so we actually pay for her daycare. So I had already paid for this month. So Christian was like, I was talking to Christian. I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna just take her this month, and since we already paid for it, but I only take her for 3 hours. So I drop her off like at 9:30, and I pick her up at 12. Just for a little bit, and then like I'll go home and then like I'll cook, clean, whatever, and then I'll go. By the time I'm done, I'll go pick her up. And I'm doing that just because, like, you know, just so, since the doctor says she was building her immunity, just so she can build her immunity, and then so she won't get bored at home. Cause like her, like if we don't take her out, she'll be like, "Mommy, calle." Like after a while, she'll start getting like fuzzy, like she doesn't want to be home. So I told Christian, I'm like, is it fine if I just take her for a few hours and then I'll pick her up just this month? Might as well. We already paid for her daycare, you know. He was like, yeah. So yeah, and she just went back on Tuesday. I didn't take her on Monday either, and that's because the teacher called us, because they're like very strict at her school, so they called us. And I told Christian, I'm like, and just in case, like, I don't know, I have to go back, and you know, we'll see by the end of this month, because you never know what could happen. So yeah, so like right now it's already 10, so I'm gonna pick her up like in 2 hours, and I literally just dropped her off. So yeah, and then she likes going. She'll be like, "Mami, escuela." So I just take her for a little bit and then I pick her up. So yeah guys, that's pretty much what's been going on. And then that's why I hadn't really been posting, because I had been like so stressed out. And then also I asked the doctor if she can just order a blood test, you know, just to be sure, but she said don't do it until like her cold goes away, because then sometimes like her cells will be off, you know, because obviously she's sick and her body's fighting something. So I still haven't, I was supposed to do it on Monday, but then she still has like a lot of moquitos, so I'm gonna just wait till next week to get her blood work done. And I'm gonna get some too, so might as well, I'm gonna do it in her as well. So yeah guys, I just wanted to update you guys and why I hadn't really been posting that much, but it was because I was like stressed out, and I feel like I was going through a lot, but it was just, you know, your brain is so powerful. Like your brain will make you think and feel and everything, that it's not even there, or that's not true. So yeah guys, thank you guys so much again for watching, and remember to tell yourself every day and say, I am beautiful. We love you.